You are listening to Love in Movement, a podcast where we share our unique expressions of living love in our daily life, inspired by messages in the book, A Course of Love.
Welcome, everyone, to our Love and Movement, A Course of Love podcast show. And today's topic is going to be the power of transformational play and the heart of storytelling. Let me introduce our guest for today, Angela Halvorsen Bogo. Angela is a facilitator, performer, and a storyteller with 30 years of experience using play, storytelling, movement, improvisation, meditation, and clowning to facilitate creativity, innovation, and change in individuals and organizations. She is passionate about helping people feel more connected, more conscious, and alive. So let me welcome our guest today, Angela. She's joining us from Oslo, Norway. Welcome, Angela, to our Love and Movement podcast show.
Hello there. It's very nice to be here.
Yes, it's wonderful for you to join us. And I'm going to start us off here with two passages from A Course of Love. The first one is from one of the 40 Days and 40 Nights chapters. It's called Freedom. And it says, allow yourself now to experience your arrival, your return to your true home, your return to your true self, capital S. Laugh, cry, shout or wail, dance and sing. Spin a new web, the web of freedom. In other words, express yourself, capital S. And then just one more line from the first book of A Course of Love. Imagination is linked to true vision, for it exercises the combined capabilities of the mind and heart. So I have a few questions to get us all started, and we're going to talk about the power of transformational play and also the heart of storytelling, and we're going to do our best to kind of bring this all in together. Angela, I just wanted to ask you, what exactly is the transformation that happens during transformational play?
Yeah, what happens is that people are able to soften and relax enough that any mask or protection or defenses that they habitually have up around them can melt away. And so we can meet and see one another in a very real and profound way and a childlike way. So the transformation is really about allowing ourselves to be who we truly are with one another, to connect with one another and with source and be seen in that.
Yeah, I love that. And what I'm hearing too is I would say kind of like in summary, maybe it's a new way of relating in the present moment. And it also, what I heard you say in another little video that you had done was that it increases the trust in the unknown, which is speaking to that letting go of the mask and having that capacity to just be fully present in the moment.
Absolutely. It's because when we feel safe enough, we can trust more. And then we are open to the present moment unfolding without us trying to control it and manipulate it. And that becomes very, very liberating and exciting and full of life.
So you want to maybe give us a couple experiences with that?
Yeah. And one story that comes to mind is of a lady in her 80s who was on a transformational play course with me that ran over several days. and she was very serious and quite irritated and not really getting it and not really enjoying herself until a certain moment in the course where she just began to laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And she said afterwards that she hadn't laughed like that since she was a little child. So possibly for 75 years, there hadn't been that kind of release through laughter. And it changed her. It changed her fundamentally and released her and healed her. All sorts of healing experiences can happen through play. In my own life, I've experienced so many occasions and see it all the time with people who, some of whom have never learned to play when they were children themselves, or haven't played or haven't been in relationship with others without trying to make something particular happen. They just haven't been in that sort of being, flowing state where nothing particular is required for decades. And to refine that is deeply healing and liberating. In terms of storytelling, it's a little bit different process, because in transformational play, we are more active. In storytelling, I, the storyteller, am the person who is active. I am bringing the story forward for the people. If you like, I'm a conduit for the story to reach the people. And the listeners or audience are at rest. So physically not moving and able to just soak in the story. And this is where the traveling in the imagination comes, because that is what's happening in storytelling. I'm painting pictures, and every individual who is listening is seeing their own version of those pictures in their imagination. And so, for example, I was telling a story from Morocco a couple of days ago, a very beautiful, long story with many different layers and different realities interweaving. It's very exquisite. And people were literally spellbound. And afterwards, I asked them what resonated the most. What's so interesting is that people have entirely individual experiences. Their own imagination, their own soul will seek out the part of the story which is nourishing to them. And this is why the storyteller never explains what a story means, because that would rob it of its power. In the heart of the storytelling is the same connection and desire for well-being that I have when I'm facilitating transformational play, the wishing to be a conduit for all that is good and beautiful and true, to reach through to people and touch them where they need that. And it's a very respectful form, because I'm not pushing or telling people what they have to think or what they should do, and I'm not even asking them what happened to them. People can be very private with their own experience and very safe with it. And of course, safety is a real key in creating transformational experiences with each other. If we are not safe, we do not open up to all that is possible. Does that answer something of what you were asking?
Sure, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. And yeah, it's very connected. The storytelling, as I said earlier, is a play activity. This is more receptive, like you said. And what I'm hearing is that it's an invitation to this heartful, attentive listening deep within the soul. It takes you down deep within the soul, and it fosters that connection with the present moment. Do you want to say a little bit about what that is, like celebrating the light of winter? Because Angela is going to be offering a storytelling video advent calendar coming up, and we'll mention that a little bit later too. But it's in December, and it covers the winter solstice. Do you want to say a little bit about that? What exactly is this light?
Yeah. So traditionally, the period from the 1st to the 25th, or in some countries to the 24th of December, is called Advent. And Advent was a time of preparation to receive the light. In the Christian tradition, it's to receive the light of Christ at Christmas. But the winter solstice, of course, is a global and much older occurrence that happens where the days have been getting shorter and shorter, and then they start to get longer and longer. So there's a turning point on the winter solstice, which is about the light returning. So there are no end of stories and rituals around the world where that moment of receiving the light is celebrated. And the light is in all the word, we have different words for this, for love, the unified presence, the universe, the divine. These traditions around the world and throughout various religions and philosophies all have at the heart that which we can barely describe, which is other, which we long for, and that we celebrate in the middle of winter, which is the darkest, coldest, in a way you could say the hardest part of the year. And into that darkness, into that short days, into that difficult moment, comes the light that brings new life and transforms everything.
The other question that I had was, the restorative benefits of both of this. It's not just something we experience during play. It's not something we just experience when we're listening with deep presence to the story, but it carries long-lasting benefits. It's restorative. And do you want to say a little bit about that, just so, everyone gets a little information about it?
Yeah, when we really allow ourselves to connect with other people and with the source of life, a healing happens. Our relationship with all that is restored. We're not in our heads anymore. We're not in the past or the future. We're not being run by all our worries and troubles. We're freed in that moment and restored. So whether it is through play or in storytelling, those moments of restoration are having an effect on our nervous system. The very fact that we release tension has an effect on our physical bodies as well.
Yeah, thank you, Angela. That was a very beautiful way of giving that to us, the restorative benefits. And even I had heard you mention at some point along the way how sometimes even pain in the body is diminished or actually goes away completely. So that would be something else too, that a more restorative, positive benefit with all of this. And so, before we end, I was going to ask you if you have any more last minute insights or anything, but I wanted to read a very short poem, very, very short poem that I found on Angela's website that speaks to storytelling. And this is it. It goes, listen to the silence, way out on the edges. The smallest sounds. Listen to the frost, the winter sun. Listening soothes the mind of everything but the sparkling grace of now. Listen to the stories inside. Feel the image tapestry. Listen to the fire, the stars. Stories open up wisdom, a wider landscape, and courage.
I would like to bring a blessing that I often share when I'm doing live storytelling performances. And this is for you, Lynn, and for all the listeners. It's a blessing from the Hebridean Islands in Scotland. Originally, it would have been in Gaelic, but I will sing it in English. And it goes like this. May the deep peace of the quiet earth be with you now and remain with you. May it fill your life and all that you do. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. May the deep peace of the curving air be with you now and remain with you. May it fill your life and all that you do. Deep peace of the curving air to you. May the deep peace of the flowing wave be with you now and remain with you. May it fill your life and all that you do. Deep peace of the flowing wave to you. May the deep peace of the shining stars be with you now and remain with you. May it fill your life and all that you do. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the flowing wave to you. Deep peace of the curving air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace, deep peace, deep peace, deep peace.
Thank you, Angela. Yes, that was so soothing and definitely eliminated my whole being.
So the purpose of an Advent calendar is to mark this process through December, step by step, towards the celebration, whether it is whatever your celebration is in midwinter. I am going to do this with a story which came to me this year while I was ill with long COVID. This story came, and it's written for our times, and it's about our individual and collective need for transformation and healing and the light in order for the world that we want to live to manifest.
And I just wanted to let everyone know that, this information that Angela is offering, this storytelling video advent calendar, all the information will be in the description below the podcast. So you just scroll down. And I just wanted to read a little bit about what she had written. It says, A Winter's Tale, that's the name of this storytelling video advent calendar, is a fairy tale where winter is the oracle, catalyst and portal for positive change. 7 people journey into the unknown, led by dreams, visions, wise ones, and stories. Can a deep experience of winter take them beyond fears and troubles? Can they develop resilience? to meet the great challenge they face together. So thank you so much for joining and sharing all of this with us. And again, for all our listeners, it'll all be underneath the podcast in the description. So peace, love, grace, and blessings to everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.